Hey, Ms. Gunter, thank you for meeting with me today. I thoroughly enjoyed being in your class on Tuesday. I thought it was a really great lesson. As I got in there, one of the things that I noticed is how you were communicating with your students, how you appeared to give them much more feedback than before as they worked on their independent practice. I thought that that was great. Through the usage of Class Kick, I just wanted to ask you, what has the instructional impact been for you using the Class Kick?
Using the class kick, it allows me to talk in real time to them and give them the instant feedback that they need.
Uh-huh.
Whenever they make a mistake, I can correct it immediately. In like traditional homework,
Yeah.
they would receive the homework, grade it, and then they would see, oh, I did this wrong, but they wouldn't review it. They say, oh, I got this wrong, whatever. But this, I can actually help them in real time and helps them a lot for long term.
So it sounds like instead of them turning in a homework assignment as usual, um, and then maybe looking at what they got wrong, or maybe not looking at what they got wrong, you're
Mhm.
able to just tell them immediately, "Hey, I need you to go back and check this," and they immediately see their mistake and they're able to correct it instantly. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hey, that's great. Listen, I'm glad that that's working out for you. I want to continue to take a look at your independent practice.
Mhm.
Um, so, what was the overall objective of the lesson uh, on Tuesday?
So Tuesday's lesson was we were supposed to be able to find the volume of a cone.
Okay, okay. So, I guess in order to do that, what do students need to do to be successful? What are the key elements there?
So they need to be able to write the formula,
Uh-huh.
not only B equals capital B times H, but they need to understand what the capital B means, which is the area of the base.
Uh-huh.
And they need to apply it to not only cones, but to also cylinders. So they need to know that cylinders is the B equals BH,
Uh-huh.
but for cones, it's B equals 1/3 BH.
Okay.
And then they also need to be able to identify the radius, the height, if they're given diameter, being able to find the radius from that, and just being able to use critical thinking whenever the variables aren't given to them immediately.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you have an exemplar. What what is it that you wanted to see from your students' work, and how does that compare to the exemplar? What did you expect to see?
So I actually gave them examples, and on my examples, I showed them what I wanted. I wanted them to identify their variables,
Good.
what H is equal to, which is what height is equal to, what
Mhm.
R is equal to, which is what radius is equal to.
Yeah.
I wanted them to not only write V equals the area of the base times the height, but I also wanted them to write the area of the base, so for a circle,
Yeah.
pi r squared times the height. I wanted to see both formulas.
Gotcha.
And then the third step I wanted to see was them plugging in their variables and then putting it into the calculator. So those are the steps I wanted to see, and I gave it to them in an example.
Okay. So good. Okay. So now, thank you for sending me your exemplar.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at your students' work in the exemplar, does their work match the exemplar?
It's funny because even whenever you give them your expectations, I say, hey, I want this, this, and this, students still don't do that sometimes, and it's crazy. I think whenever that doesn't happen, really saying, hey, you didn't meet my expectations for this assignment, I need you to go back and review.
Okay.
I need you to go back and see what I'm expected of you, and I need you to apply it to every problem.
Okay, so you said expectations. What expectations did you give to them prior to actually releasing them to their independent practice? What specific things did you kind of tell them or give them?
Yeah, so kind of like I said before, I expected them to identify their variables, write the formula, and then plug in.
Okay. So did you tell them that exclusively?
I did, yes. Oh, I did for one class period, but not another class period, which is the one I think you observed.
Okay. Okay. So that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. So you said it in was it the fourth period?
I said it during fourth period, but you observed in third period, which I don't think I stated.
Okay. Okay. So that's the thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
When I looked at the work and I just reviewed things, I remember you not stating that. I remember that.
Yeah.
So here's my question. What do you think your action steps should be?
Well, I think my action steps would be after we go over an example together as a class and before I release them to do our independent practice. I think I need to make sure I set expectations not just for one class but for all classes and making that a routine.
Okay. Okay, good. So your action step today is to tell students, all students, making sure you're intentional.
Yes.
Intentionally stating, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, and this on your assignments. And if I don't see those on your assignments, then I will not give you credit for that problem. And making sure that you're intentional with saying that not just during the lesson part, but reminding them of that as you are releasing them to do the independent practice. And also, I think it also may be a good practice as you are, just going through monitoring their work. I think that it may actually be good to just as a reminder, unmute for the online students and for the classes or for the students that are face to face. Hey guys, listen, as a reminder, as you're going through your practice, remember that I want to see the initial formula, the 1/3 VH. I also want to see the 1/3 pi r cubed H. I want to see you plug those values in. I want to see you identify those values. And I want to see you mathematically solving that. I want to see all of your steps as you all are going through your work. And I think that will bring us closer to the mastery goal that we're looking for. Okay? All right, so what I want to do next is let's go ahead and start planning. All right, so we'll take a look at our lesson plan and the lesson plan that you have coming up for today, tomorrow, and let's just look at those objectives, and we'll script that out into our lesson, and then we'll just spend some time sparring. Okay, how does that sound?
Sounds amazing. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.